They say they've never run the 400-meter hurdles. It might look easy, but I feel it in my legs. This race is my baby. That's what Femke Bol says. She's a super talented athlete from the Netherlands who has won over the athletics world with her consistency, strength, and perfect technique. But there's another person who dominates this race with almost superhuman power. Sydney, the American, has made the 400-meter hurdles her playground, and every race she runs looks like a show where she leaves her rivals behind effortlessly, including Bol herself. For years, McLaughlin and Bol competitors have been fighting just to stay close to her on the curves and straights. The difference in skill is overwhelming. However, this year, many people believe that Femke Bol might finally change the story. Even though there are still more than 3 months until the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, the excitement is growing. Some dare to say that Sydney's days of turning her back are numbered. Is this realistic or just wishful thinking? Only time will tell. At this point in her career, Femke Bol is no longer trying to reach world elite status in the 400-meter hurdles. She herself has become the reference point. Her European record of 50.95 seconds, her one of only 2 women in history who have broken the 51-second barrier, and she didn't do it by accident. But with textbook progression, getting to the top is a challenge, but staying there is even harder. Now it's about focusing on small goals again, improving more than just winning medals. Bol has said this 2025, the Dutch athlete might be looking sideways at the world record of 50.37 seconds set by McLaughlin at the Tokyo Olympics, with Sydney apparently focusing more on the flat 400 meters and trying other distances in the new Grand Slam track league. Bol might have a clear track to try something historic. Her recent preparation has focused on strength, precision, and technical perfection, working intensely on stride patterns and fine-tuning the invisible details that allow you to cut tenths of a second off each race. A perfect performance at the Diamond League or at the World Championships in September could give Bol the moment she's been waiting for so long, finally beating Sydney. But she doesn't obsess over it. Her approach stays realistic. I want to keep doing this for a long time, keep improving, even if it's just a little bit. I prefer my legs to speak for me instead of saying too much. After a well-deserved break the previous year to recharge and remember that life also exists outside of sports. Bol briefly returned at the 2025 European Indoor Athletics Championships. There, in front of an excited crowd in the Netherlands, she led her team to victory in both the mixed relay and the women's 4x400-meter relay, showing that she's still a fundamental pillar of Dutch athletics. However, this month, Femke has fully returned to action. Her outdoor season debut happened at the Diamond League in Rabi just a few days ago, and her performance was simply dominant. In her first 400-meter hurdles after more than 8 months without competing in her main event, Bol impressed with a time of 52.46 seconds, the fastest of her career in a season opener. She not only won convincingly, but also left her closest rival, Jamaican Andronette Knight, almost a second and a half behind at 53.90. An important new thing was her technique. Bol ran with a different leg than usual at the start, which she commented on afterward. It seems to work better for me with the other leg. It was never my strong point, but now it feels natural although I still have to think a lot about it. I feel good that time of 52.46 seconds became the meet record and placed her as the second fastest in the world so far in 2025. Only behind McLaughlin, who recorded 52.07 seconds in May during the Grand Slam track in Miami. Although she didn't beat Sydney's mark, Femke's return was a clear reminder that she's ready to compete at the highest level this year. Very soon, Bol announced her next competition, the prestigious Fanny Blankers-Schoen Games in the Netherlands. The athlete also posted on Instagram that only a few tickets were left for her race, urging her followers not to miss the chance to see her run at home. In addition, her participation in the Stockholm stop of the Diamond League is already scheduled, where she looked for her 5th victory at that venue. Femke Bol's story in the Diamond League is simply extraordinary. Since her star appearance in 2020, the Dutch athlete has won an impressive 25 races on the circuit, establishing clear dominance in the 400-meter hurdles. Her victory in Stockholm, for example, was particularly significant. She not only won the competition, but did so by setting both a meet record and Swedish Olympic Stadium record with a time of 52.27 seconds in 2024. That mark still remains as one of the best in the event's history. Returning to Stockholm in 2025 represents more than just another race on the calendar for Bolda. This competition is part of her meticulous preparation for the World Championships in Tokyo. Her outdoor campaign has already had a successful start, and now every step is aimed at a bigger goal, the peak of her discipline, just in time for the most important event of the year. But even though Bol is building a solid season, she always finds herself in Sydney McLaughlin-Levron's shadow. The rivalry between them isn't new. It's been developing for years, but so far it's been who has taken the lead with almost perfect performances every time they face each other. Every time Femke seems to get closer, Sydney responds with an even more dominant performance, cementing her status as the undisputed queen of the discipline. Interest in a new showdown between them has intensified, especially because of rumors pointing to a possible race at the Grand Slam track event in Los Angeles. The excitement of fans has been noticeable even on social media. An enthusiastic follower even wrote on X, "Can we see Femke against Sydney in Los Angeles?" tagging the official Grand Slam track account and Michael Johnson himself, the legendary sprinter and founder of the league. Johnson's response didn't take long. The Olympic champion, always attentive to the development of world athletics, responded honestly. If we're being honest, we know how that ends, right? Although I'd love to have Femke against Anna Cockrell and others is more competitive. Sydney in short hurdles and long sprints is ideal unless she goes for another world record in the 400 hurdles. This comment wasn't criticism, but a show of respect that Johnson has for McLaughlin, who has proven again and again that she's in a league of her own. Johnson has actually been a defender of Sydney for a long time when it was announced that she would compete in both the 100-meter hurdles and the 100 meters flat. During Grand Slam track in Philadelphia, he wrote on X, "People should know this. Sydney loves challenges. If she runs the long hurdles, it's because she wants to reach a specific mark. If she runs the short hurdles or the 100 meters, it's to measure herself against the best or prove herself in pure speed. Grand Slam track gives her that flexibility and opportunity. The fans are the beneficiaries, and right now, McLaughlin Levroni is one of the few athletes who has managed to win her first 4 races in the first 2 Grand Slam track events in 2025. In April. During the Kingston stage, she opened her season with a safe and fast victory that solidified her as the big favorite in the 400 hurdles. Then in May, at the Grand Slam in Miami, she signed a historic double victory. First, she won the flat 400 meters with a spectacular time of 49.69 seconds, and then she dominated the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 52.07, the best time ever recorded before June. These types of performances reinforce the idea that McLaughlin Levroni is running at a different level than the rest of the planet. Her technique, her rhythm control, her power in the last 100 meters, very thing seems executed with surgical precision. That's why, for Bol, beating her in a direct competition is more than an athletic feat. It's a symbolic challenge, an opportunity to close a cycle in her own. Still, Femke doesn't let herself get carried away by external pressure. Her mindset is focused on her own development, on improving technical aspects, on making small adjustments that accumulate gains. Her transition to a different takeoff leg is proof of that constant search for perfection. It was never my strong leg, but now I feel more comfortable, she said. These types of changes aren't common in elite athletes with so much success. But Bol has shown she's not afraid to innovate, even in the middle of a key Olympic season. The fact that she maintains this humble but ambitious attitude has won her a legion of followers and the respect of colleagues and coaches in a world where flashy statements and social media set the pace. She prefers her legs to speak for her, and right now they're speaking very loud with the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo on the horizon. The question everyone is asking is clear. Can Femke Bol finally beat Sydney McLaughlin Levrone in a 400-meter hurdles final? The narrative has been building over time. Bol, the tireless competitor, the European star who has broken records and dominated the Diamond League against Sydney, the American prodigy who redefines what it means to be invincible on an athletics track. In terms of track record, the scale tips overwhelmingly in favor of McLaughlin. Since she burst onto the world scene, she has won the major Olympic and world titles, and she's always done it with historic times. Her world record of 50.37 seconds achieved at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics still seems unreachable for any other athlete. However, Bol is getting closer and